this is the attention needs to be on the table because there is no 80%, 70%. It's not enough. It's never
It's not
enough. There is
accessible if
not.
it's just
No, it's
70%.
not. It's exactly. It's either that it's a fully accessible or not.
Welcome to our series entitled The I Am Podcast, a podcast about innovation, business, and most importantly, people. In this series, we'll be talking to founders, executives, and various experts about their vision, challenges, best practices, and lessons learned throughout their journey. Let's get started.
Hello and what's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of I Am Podcast for Startups. This is still Mariah, your host, and this is a show where we feature amazing startup founders, entrepreneurs with their latest innovation. Okay, tonight we are going to discover how Purple Lens create an equal internet experience. And to tell us more about that, we have on the show the CEO at Purple Lens, Menashe Shani. Hey, Menashe.
Hi, Maria. Thank you so much for having me here. I'm very honored and very exciting to share with you some thoughts about the web accessibility and particularly about Purple Lens.
It
So
is,
thank you.
of course, it's my pleasure. And okay, Menashe, tell me, what was the most recent tech conference you attended?
Okay, so it was obviously about AI, and
Uh-huh.
it was at Microsoft in Microsoft Hub in Tel Aviv. We're part of the Microsoft Founders Hub, and they invited us to learn more about the possibilities and the opportunities that came up with the AI, which is amazing. Um, and yeah, it was very
Amazing.
interesting. The world is the future is amazing in terms of the AI collaboration and the API, etc. That I will show more later, also for in terms of Purple Lens and AI.
Exciting. And yes, AI is really rocking the world. Okay,
Right.
how did you introduce yourself there? How do you usually introduce yourself in conferences?
Uh, the usual, introduce myself as the founder of Purple Lens, and that we, you know, I'm trying to share the vision and the mission of Purple Lens, and particularly for Shlomi and myself, which is uh, becoming the standard of web accessibility solution for businesses and website owners, and at the same time to meet the community needs, because it's not always aligned with the same results, I would say.
Exciting. Yes. So we cannot wait for you to share more about that, how you align or how you address the gap. So, yes, where did this idea come about? Like, really take us to the first ever conversation about this.
Uh, that was 5 or 6 years already. So,
Uh-huh.
but yeah, you know what? I will. I have. I can recall the first conversation that me and Shlomi took. First of all, Shlomi Shushan, which is my partner, and he is the CTO of the company. He is the tech guy, really, and he is the mastermind behind the technology. So I want to give him the full credit over here as well in the episode. I'm only the CEO, those that only speaking and talking and and show
Shout out to
with
Shlomi.
it. Yeah. So big applause for Shlomi. And it was a moment that Shlomi and I we work about on a different project as a service provider and the client. I was his client, and we worked together on a different project. And then he told me, "Listen, I feel comfortable with you. Maybe we can join forces. You with the management avenue, I will take the technology avenue. I have a definition for technology that we can develop for website owners and businesses." It was the moment of Israel, by the way, the state
Mhm.
of Israel, the government in Israel was the pioneer of updating the regulation and the law about web accessibility. Not just web accessibility, the accessibility guidelines. Israel was the first to do that back then in 2013, I think. And then they updated the law for also not the physical assets, also for your digital assets that you have to be accessible to all. And when there is regulation, the opportunities pop ups, right? And
Mm.
Shlomi and myself, we came into the um, uh, uh, web accessibility world from the perspective of building or building a great business from a profit point of view,
Uh-huh.
and then we evolved ourselves and we developed ourselves and we learned so much that we stayed because of the cause. So it's not just about money now; it's also about finding the solution to become the standard for web accessibility and to address those that really need it.
Mm.
That was the first conversation. Yeah.
Wow. So you really discovered your synergy with Shlomi.
Yeah.
Okay, wow. What like it's what do you call that for lovers? Like love at first sight. So you both fit in all work ethics, everything. So 2016, 17, you
Right.
said the regulations were updated, right?
Right.
Okay, and then you established Purple
Purple
Lens.
lens. Yeah. It was back then. It was the first name of the company. It was the I would say phase one of the
Phase one.
company,
Okay.
right? And that we developed a software that we checked and we did the proof of concept, what we call in Israel with 100 clients. And then in 2020, we had basically in 2019, we had a breakthrough, a technology breakthrough that I will share more as we go into the podcast. But basically, 2020 was the moment of Purpose that we established Purpose for the
Okay.
next phase.
2019, 2020. That was the pandemic.
Right. That was
Right.
the beginning of the pandemic. Um, um, but you know, it's also related to this, but not just because of the pandemic. We
Uh,
realized from the beginning that there is a huge part of the population that cannot address any of the web, right? Any websites they cannot really navigate properly or to use the internet properly or in equal way. They cannot buy, they cannot consume information, they cannot even register simple forms on government institutes, etc. Right?
mhm.
So then the pandemic escalate what we already knew, which is was for everyone because we were staying at home and everybody was using the internet in order to order food, to buy whatever. Everybody was sitting at home and used the internet basically, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So we started the company knowing that there is so many people that cannot use the internet and the web, and obviously the pandemic escalate that. Uh,
Yes. That
uh,
problem or that specific challenge. So, but
right.
I mean, who did you encounter? Like, is it your friends or Shlomi's friends or family, like, who had this specific challenge? Because this is specifically for this people with different abilities, right?
How you use the terms that I used, different abilities. No, it's amazing because in order to speak at the same level to the person in front of you, you need to remove the moment of you telling him that you have some sort of disabled. Obviously, you have some sort of disabled, but if you want to create an equal uh, situation, I changed the terms of people with disabilities to we are all people with different abilities. You know that I specifically cannot drive at night because I have some sight challenges. So I'm not using the car at night, and nobody knows. And I'm not. Nobody call me a person with disabilities, right?
Mm,
So we are all people with different abilities. And you know what? This is
exactly.
part of our approach in purpose because we know that, for example, I will give you, the elderly doesn't count in the statistics of people with disabilities. And the elderly, it's us, the next generation of the people with different abilities. And we all need some assistive technology solutions in order to do the day-to-day basic stuff that we do, right? And this gave us the push to create, to develop, and create and to go to do research and
Mm.
to speak with people with different abilities, blind people, people with vision impaired, motoric issues, people with epilepsy, um, people that suffering from ADHD, right? So it's
Mm.
all kind of challenges that we approach with our technology. And so, as for your question, it came out from the regulation. So
Mm.
it's me being honest with you. It came from the regulation for the business opportunity. But then when we go and dive in, we we learn so much about, and it's deep. People with different abilities. For example, blind people. It's amazing to see now that they can use the internet with assistive technology such as screen reader software and with the purple lens technology. Um, it's amazing, that they are sitting in front of a computer, they are going to the online the website, whatever, and they can buy online and they can order grocery from the stores, right?
Mm, mm, mm. Right, right.
Very, very, very exciting moments.
So, yes, you said you're just being honest. The challenge. So, there was a challenge, but the pandemic escalated this challenge and you found the gap and you dove deep into this, like people with ADHD and
Right.
then blind people, epileptic, including elderly, right? My question now is, uh how is Purple Lens different from the other solutions available in the market?
I'm trying to be, elegant and to respect my colleagues and my competitors, and to say that I think everyone or the top 10 of technology that are similar to us are trying to do their best in order to find the solution for the community. But I think Purple Lens, what's unique about Purple Lens, it's the
Mm,
focus about the community and not in the regulation. Okay, we stand with all the guidelines, with the WCAG guidelines, but we focus on usability more than accessibility. What I mean by that we are trying to make the technology usable. The bottom line, usable by the people with disabilities. And the way I see our competitors and colleagues, they are focusing on standing with the guidelines in order to avoid lawsuits, which is not aligned with the community needs.
mhm.
This is the way I see it.
Interesting. So I can hear you always mentioning about focusing on community, on
Yeah,
usability. Are you
I
talking to real people?
I talking with the real people and I talk with the real pain, with the real problem. I'm focusing on the challenges and the problems and not with the solution or how I'm going to avoid lawsuit as a business owner, as a website owners, right?
Mm,
Because this is easy. It's to avoid lawsuit. It's not that complicated. But to find the real solution for the community, this is the big challenge.
Oh, interesting. How did your solution change since it was established in 2020? Like, how did it
A lot.
improve? Okay, share with
Every
us,
day.
please.
I'm telling you that the moment that we start back then in 2016,
Mm,
there is at least 100 or at least 100 tasks open for the development team every day since then. So every day there is a new challenge that we encounter. And I will share with you why. In terms of technology, there is no AI solution. There is no a full automated solution that can integrate into your websites and to make it in one click, plug and play, fully accessible. There is no such of technology at the moment, and it's just because all those machine learning and AI, they are based on data. There is not enough data at the moment for all the platforms of websites, for all the system that people build websites, the design. You know how complicated it is. There is stores, there is news websites, there is Wix, Drupal, Joomla, WordPress. There is so many platforms that you need to adapt yourself into those platforms to make it fully accessible. Therefore, we have a long walk to walk to
mm,
to
got it.
create the most effective solution. So for your question, the challenges um, are never ending.
Yeah, the challenges, the development, the improvements.
Development, yes, and also to fit the developers. Developers, it's a so wide uh, topic, right? There
Mm,
is, if you look at the same websites that one developers build and the other one build, it's look the same in the front, but it's look
true.
so different in the back. You know what I mean? In terms of the
Oh,
structure of the back office, it's so different. And we need to start from the back office to integrate into your database in order to make it accessible in the front.
wow.
Now, try to imagine what the complex is.
Yes, yes. I understand. Like, it would not appear to be beautiful outside if it's like at the back end. It must be complicated. So
Yes.
share with us your stories, like user story. I know you have one in your community that is really helping you out with the solution. Can you share with us about that?
Um, I mean, there is no the community. It's a bit complicated because most of communities are afraid to obligate to businesses and profitable organizations such as us to help us to improve or to give their opinion. Most of the community is not getting involved. There is only few people or persons in Israel or in the world that are joining to the journey of making. What I'm trying to say that we are always trying to communicate with the different communities in
Mhm.
order to improve our solution. But it's challenges and it's I would say it's sensitive relationships. But I can say now that one of our board members now, after a long conversation, a year of conversation about the purpose approach, because it's not just about, it's about your intention, as business owners, what you're looking for. It's not just
Mm.
about your solution or your technology. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So it took us a while to convince Mr. Brandon Ward, which is an amazing person. He's a blind person, to join us on our journey in order to improve the technology and to improve Purple Lens approach into the different markets. So this is one example, and the other one that there is a magazine, accessibility magazine in Canada that's called
Mhm.
Melange Accessibility magazine that um, we communicate between us and they really familiar with the different solution, and eventually They choose Purple Lens because of the approach and because of the technology capabilities, which is, this is for me, it's like winning the Oscars. You know, it's more than to have thousands of clients, because it's to get recognition by the community, by those that are understanding the complex and the challenges about making the web accessible, and to get the recognition from them that what we are doing is the right direction. Why I'm saying the right direction? Because there is a long walk to walk still. It's not the final assistive technology solution. It's not the excellent one. We need to move forward in order to improve the solution.
Your technology. Uh, can you share with us some examples?
Basically, think about, well, I'm trying to simplify that right now. Okay, it's a SaaS platform that it's called software as a service that you, as a business owners, develop. You can register into the dashboard. You can download the software into your computer. Then you upload it into your website back office or management, and then you have 80%. I would say semi-automation solution that will come up immediately. And we provide you with a real-time scanner, a troubleshooter scanner, in order to scan your websites now that we are already in, right? Then it points you into the accessible failure or issues or problems, and it gives you the opportunity to fix them. We also guide you, and we give you all the guidelines or the fixer in order to fix those issues to meet the full accessibility solution to your website. And when I'm saying 100% accessible, this is the attention needs to be on the table, because there is no 80%, 70%. It's not enough. It's never
It's not
enough.
accessible if it's just 70%.
No, accessible. Exactly. It's either that it's a fully accessible or not.
Yes.
And this
I
is the
agree.
challenge. So the software provides you with a semi-automation solution with a scanner to scan your issues on your websites, and also the opportunity and the possibilities to fix it.
Oh, how has it improved? I mean, the website of the people you help.
So it's different. But I will give you example, some example, because I will show with you also the demo later. Okay, but basically, we integrate into those software that called screen reader software, JAWS and NVDA, that blind or visual impaired using on their computers, meaning that they have a fully accessible software on their devices, and now they need to integrate on websites into our software in order to get the information correctly. So this is blind and visual impaired. We have our keyboard integration for people with motoric issues, motoric challenges, and they use only the tab on the keyboard. They cannot use mouse. They use pedals, etc., etc., and they will integrate into our software, and then they can navigate better, I would say. Okay, and then stop animation for people that are suffering from epilepsy disease, or people that have ADHD, as we said, and they need to stop the flashes. All those fancy websites that you now see. There is part of the population that cannot use it. Black and white, people with colorblind, black and white, color contrast, font size, etc., etc. And we have one specific feature that we develop for blind and motoric people. Basically, you have the front of the website, right?
Okay.
So we create a feature that we disappeared all the front of the website that you and I see, and now there is one layer that you can navigate from a search line direct into the product that you're looking for. So meaning that you don't need to navigate and refreshing again and again, which is make it very complicated for people with disabilities. it's take you direct into your, let's say you're looking for your own shoes, online shoe store, right? And you're looking for Adidas size 38. You can ask or to write the exact terms, and it will look only those solution, only those results, and you will so we cut the process from 50 steps into a buying mode to 5 to 10 steps,
Oh,
which is
interesting. To those who would like to implement this one, right? How can they reach you? How can they get to know
so
you
it's
more?
super easy. They just need to go to our online website, which is also the service website, which is www.purplelens.com, and to register and to start enjoying from the web accessibility solution. They will love what they're going to see.
Yeah, you have to try it. And I love what you said. If it's just even 80% accessible, it's not 100%, it's not accessible, right?
Exactly.
Ah,
I will give you the example that I'm trying to give always from the physical world. Let's assume, to build to get permission, the full permission of building a new building, you need to get some certificate, right? Part of
mm,
it is being accessible and to have a wide doors, right? In order for wheelchair to go in, right? This makes
mm,
sense.
mm,
It's easy. It's obvious for everyone. But then the designer came. So let's assume they give you all the certificate, but then the interior designer came and is not completely aware of accessibility, and he just put there a nice vase, right, with the big flowers in the entrance, right, and
mm,
then it's blocked the door now,
mm.
meaning that it's not accessible anymore, and so it's also related to so there is no halfway accessible. You always need to think about everything. So this is exactly the 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 example about standing with the law about accessible and
Mhm.
being really usable for the community.
Oh, yes, I got that. Okay, outside
Okay.
Purple Lens, how do you implement accessibility, equality, equity in your life as a leader, as an entrepreneur?
Um, so I learned a lot over the years about accessibility and equality, and therefore I think my awareness, my personal awareness, is very high to this topic, and I'm trying to pay it forward, to for my daughters and for people that I work with, or to, when I walk on the beach with my girls, and we see plastic bottles that are there, and I'm showing them that we need to pick it up to the can, to to share my awareness with others. That's exactly this is my answer, as
How
much as
every little
possible.
way, yeah, right?
And when you
Yes.
see something broken on the street, please pick it up. It's not, even if it's not yours, because someone else will come and fall. And when I'm thinking about it, I'm thinking about a blind person that will walk over here and will not recognize that there is a can, or there is something that he can fall from. Right. So
Yes, yes, yes.
thanks
Live
for the
for
question. Sharing my awareness with others.
Thank you for sharing that and imparting to people that even if we are not or differently abled, right? We should advocate for accessibility, diversity, and equity. Okay, last golden question for entrepreneurs, because you've been co-founding or founding a lot of companies before, like Inc. and Company, Unique, Love,
Right.
Israel, Celebration. What's one important advice you'll give our founders, listeners?
So it's it's with, it's all already cliche, and it's very easy to understand, but it's very hard to apply that on your day-to-day task. Focus on the problem. Focus on the pain of what you're trying to solve and not the opposite, focusing on your solution to find for the pain. Focus on the pain always. When you wake up in the morning before you go to sleep, think about the pain. Now it's easy, right? It sounds easy, but it's
Mm,
super complicated. This is the most complicated task for entrepreneur and for people that are trying to fund startups.
startup.
And, right.
Yeah, okay. So, in order for us to digest that, can you give us three small steps to focus on the challenge or the problem?
As I told you, it's still hard even for me to describe that evolution. You know, it's something
Mm,
in your body. It's very hard to explain, but any challenge that you're trying to solve, find those people that it's really hurt them and talk to them, speak with them, trying
mm,
to
that's
make
good.
it, to squeeze the pain and the problem that you are encountered to solve. Right? This is
Right.
my
Talk to your users, really talk
talk to
and
your user. Talk and talk to
improve.
your user. Don't go to the solution yet. Trust me. The solution, you know, I always say that technology follow the people, not the other way around. It's not that we, the people, following the technology. We invent the technology. Everyone, the people. So focus on the problem.
Focus on the problem. Thank you very much, Menashe, Shani,
Thank
and
you so
all the
much
best.
for that. Thank you
All the
so
best to
much.
Purple Lens.
This podcast is powered by imops.io. Optimize your cloud infrastructure and CI/CD process with imops.io dedicated DevOps team. Check out www.imops.io and get a DevOps team now. Make sure to check out www.imops.io if you want to know more about us. Subscribe to our podcast so you can get notified every time we post a new video. Thank you, and you have a great day.